Hi. I'm here to talk to you about the Kannaway multi-level marketing company. They sell CBD related products. From my understanding, these products are legal for the time being in all 50 states. There has been some complaints filed with the FBI on the company for it being a scam. So if you're approached with it, and they called it in the beginning the buzz and the hype and all this, and that's a good explanation for it. Basically they're selling a dream, the dream that you're going to get rich. And basically I got in it when it was before it had even launched, and so I was a very early member. Really, I was like 25,000 on the power line, the pre-buzz power line. So I wasn't, at the top of the stack, but I was, I had quite a few people come in after I did. But when I started, they said I just needed to place a small order for a CBD pen or something to be an ambassador, or they didn't even have the ambassador program detailed yet. But they didn't say anything about any other requirements that were going to be necessary. And then I'm a computer guy, but I found it a little difficult to figure out what the compensation was and follow all the rule changes. They had quite a few as they developed the programs, I guess you'd say, but it helps, really it's designed, you got to kind of be in the inner circle. I heard conflicting things about the program and how it was going to be run and what the rules were from the person that brought me in and the person above him that I talked to directly through text. And the rules were changing all the time, and so it's hard to get good information, even from people that were connected. The guy that brought me in had actually he's directly talked to the guy, the president or the CEO. He knows him personally. He's spent some time with him at one of these conferences. But so these people are hooked in, I think the product, now I want to say right up front, I think the product is good. I don't have any problem with the quality of the product, and my belief is it does have some benefits for certain health ailments, okay? My problem comes in as a business relationship with them. Now, I slowly got into this and I checked them out. I did my own research on the company is what I did. They'll always say, well, you got to do your research, to know what you're talking. I did my research by joining the company, and I went by my own experience with them, for what I saw with my own eyes and heard with my own ears. And I used to be a systems analyst, and my analysis of it is I don't know a lot about multi-level marketing, but this seems reminiscent to me of like a pyramid scheme. They want to bring more and more people in. They really don't focus much on selling the product. They focus on you signing people up. And the reason they do that is they're not paying you as an employee. And in my particular case, I found the compensation to be basically nothing. So they're getting you for free. They get you to sign up your friends and relatives. And then you don't have the opportunity. You can't make your own retail site and sell the product. And they discourage you from selling the product. They want you to sign people up. That's what they're all about. And because they know to buy the product, they're gonna get your customer's name and address and credit card number. So you can sign up, and the margins on the product are non-existent. I'm not going to say what they are because I don't want to break any rules, even though I'm just talking about my experience. But the margins are not very good. Okay, if you're a little cigarette or cigar store or liquor store that wants to sell these, of course, a place like that isn't wanting to sign people up. They're wanting to sell the product for a profit, and the profit margin is non-existent. I mean, for the amount you have to invest in the product. there isn't enough profit margin. And the bottom line is, that's the whole problem. It's not set up to make profit for you selling the product. It's set up so that the people above you make the profit. You go on Kannaway's website, your customer goes on Kannaway's website, and then your relationship is totally dependent on Kannaway. They can find rules to kick you out, or whatever little minor thing you may have. Compliance, they call it, trying to keep up with these ever-changing rules. And basically all it does is lock in their position and screw you. They can get rid of you at any time, and they'll have all your customers, everybody you signed up, and the people above you will get all the profit from that. And they get the profit, most of it anyway, from what I saw. I only sold a few $100s, maybe less than $500 worth of the product. And just to friends and people I knew that wanted some of it. And I wasn't doing it for the I wanted to see what the compensation was going to be. And I sold somewhere just shy of $500, and I didn't see a cent, one penny in compensation in 3 months on that. So, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not saying you can't make money in it. I just, from what I've seen, it's most people who join this are going to lose money. And now they've got a deal set up now where you have to spend $1,000 as soon as you join up to, and that's maybe why they didn't pay me any compensation. Now I asked them about that, and they said no, all I had to do was have a certain amount on back order, or a standing order for a certain amount, and I'd get my compensation, but I never got a cent. So, and I know they're pressuring people now to buy a $1,000 package, as soon as you sign up. And then they're going to want you to sign up all your friends and family and everybody they're going to be pressuring you to sign everybody up. Like I say, they're not so much on selling the product, they want you to sign up people. They're making their money by the number of people. And there's very little or no barrier to becoming a dealer, so any good customer you got is going to eventually go around you, and they're just going to sign up somebody else in their organization or whatever, a friend of theirs. They'll just go around you, and there's nothing securing your position or any profits or compensation of any kind. And they never sent me any compensation. You're not an employee of Kannaway, and I wouldn't give them my social security number until I saw a reason to. And they eventually, what they did, they didn't even notify me or anything. They just blocked me from my back office account. And I'd paid the fee. I was paid, and so I was paying for the service to use the back office and be an ambassador. But they blocked me out of my account, so I couldn't get in. And even though I'd paid the fees. And that's not it. I'll be honest with you, I'd had discussions with people in the company through text messaging. We were not getting along well because there's no margins on the product. So, people above you are going to make the profits on what you sell. And that's why, they're all about signing people up. They don't really focus on selling the product so much. They don't really have, like I said, if they wanted to sell the product, then they would put a decent margin on it. So, and you're forced to deal through Kannaway's retail websites. So you can't maintain your own customers. The customers belong to Kannaway from the get-go, and they have it designed so that if they find a way to get rid of you, they don't lose anything. They've gained everything you've done, all this running around you've done, signing people up. You're just out on your bum, So, and they get all the profit. They get all the profit whether you stay in or not. Unless you're way up in it. There's a little inner circle that's making a lot of money, and my analysis of it is it's set up for the people at the top, or people who are into signing all these people up. I just wanted to sell the product. I wasn't interested in getting all my friends and relatives to become dealers. when you get in something like this, your idea is to sell the product, and you're a dealer. You want customers to come to you. You don't want to create more dealers. I mean, you can do that, I guess, but in the end analysis, it comes down to the guy on the street, the cigar store, the cigarette store that's going to sell this product. And if there isn't sufficient margins, they're not going to sell the product for very long. And there's going to be a myriad of complaints on this company. And I think they know that. They're trying to make as much money as they can before they get in trouble, but they're going to have a lot of complaints to various law enforcement agencies that it's a scam. And it is for most people, I think, getting in it now. I think 80% of the people, and this is totally off, this isn't a fact out, this isn't a fact, but I'm just guessing, but I'd say 80% of the people that join up aren't going to make much, if anything, from this. And to recoup your $1,000 investment, you're probably going to lose money. Most people that sign up are going to lose money on it. And so anyway, I was approached by a friend, an acquaintance, and so he said, here, try this, and that's how I got, and I will admit it did help with my angina a little bit, but, it's not worth $100 a month to, I can't afford to do that. It's not that it isn't worth it, I just can't afford it. So, and they charge you, if you just want to get small amounts of the product, they charge you so in monthly fees, and they charge you so much on shipping that, you pay as much. If you're just going to buy a couple refill packs a month, you're just as well off just being a customer. The dealer thing doesn't mean anything. You're not going to get it any cheaper than a customer on the street's going to buy it for. So very little upside, unless you're the type to go out there and engage in the kind of activity that's going to sign people up when most of them are not going to make any money. If you're willing to and able to do that, then knock yourself out. You might be able to make some money in this thing. I don't know, but all I know is I didn't make a red cent. I sold several $100s worth of the product, just shy of $500, I'd say, and never saw a cent in compensation. I thought maybe on the back end, maybe in the compensation, and even though they didn't have my social yet, it should have accrued in my account, any compensation, and it said 000. So my advice is steer clear of a Kannaway opportunity. It's unfortunate, but unless they straighten some things out, get a decent profit margin, the product is not going to make it, because the people selling the product are not making enough profit margin. So your dealers that are out there wanting to sell the product, they're not going to stay with Kannaway because they don't make enough money on it to be selling it. So and like I say, Kannaway wants you to send all your customers to them to buy direct from Kannaway. Now, what cigar shop or whatever is going to want to do that? They don't want to. They just, like I say, if your intent is to sell the product, because then unfortunately the opportunity's not there. It's not the way it's set up. It's set up as more of a pyramid thing where they want to get more and more people in, down underneath of them, and they hit everyone they bring in for $1,000 to become an ambassador to get compensation or whatever. I don't know, but they pressure you to buy about $1,000 worth of product as soon as you sign up. They didn't do that to me because I was in so early, but they're doing it to people now. And so they figure if they make $1,000 on you or whatever, they don't care if you never sell anything. So that's why they just want to keep bringing people in, because instead of selling the product onesie-twosie like they would do like most businesses, they're getting you to buy $1,000 worth of it right off the bat. So it's a scam. As far as you being some kind of an ambassador or a dealer where you're getting a position where you can make a profit and make money on this, no, it's designed to make money for the people that are running the company. And I imagine they're making a lot of money. But so anyway, I've talked long enough. My advice is to steer clear of Kannaway, and that's from my own personal experience with I'm not bashing their products. There's nothing wrong with their products. I think they're good products. It's their business model, and the ethics of their business model that I don't appreciate. And with that, I'm going to close the video. Thanks for watching.